What's up, y'all? This is Otisini here. Coming out with a video talking about how life isn't easy for anybody and how basically why I haven't uploaded in a while. And basically, what reminded me is I remember the Devin Haney and Regis Prograis fight, and I remember when Regis Prograis was saying how Devin he had it easy because he had his parents and he went to this private he had with private school and you know so pretty much therefore like he didn't have no, had no struggle or go through anything and this and that and I call that BS. You know what I'm saying? Because just because you think a person has something that you didn't, that don't mean that they had it easy. It doesn't mean that basically what you had, you pretty much um kind of in your circumstance had to go through that and come out better. Because he had his parents don't mean that Devin had his own issues or dealt with his, his dad and they bumping heads and stuff. That don't mean like, oh, he instantly had a good life and no, it was like, you know, paradise. And an example for me is, with my dad, I have a thing where, father son dynamic where a lot of times my dad is like, we bump heads and be a lot of reasons because I like to hold myself accountable. I like to do things, and it's almost like how my dad would be. It's like, oh, you can't do this, because you don't know this, and I know more than you, blase, blase. And it makes it like almost like a dependent thing. And I hate that dependent like type of dynamic because like I know I can do this if, I'm held to doing it, or I'm gonna figure it out at least. But every time I try to do stuff like that, it's like my dad would kind of come in between that and we go back and forth, and it kind of discouraged me to even try to not do things on my own, but do things that, I want to do, whether it's like working on a car, working on something, without him knowing, because it's like, if I mess something up on the car or something, for example, for my situation, he gonna make a big deal about it. So it's just something like I've been dealing with on my life, and basically just talk about like, everybody got obstacles. Like I got both parents in my life, and shit, that don't mean it was easy. You know what I'm saying? Like again, I had fair share. My mom pretty cool. With my parents a lot. My mom is cool, loving, person. So ain't nothing really wrong between there. We had like maybe a little argument a few times. Like I can't recall at this time. I just know currently I'm dealing with just trying to get my life together, trying to basically build a sense of, in the independence things. So I have a couple notes too I was talking about, and it's basically just um, how people feel like they were out something. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see what my notes saying. So yeah, basically, I was just saying in my notes that you know, how I like to take accountability, which I kind of touch on, and being responsible for things. How it's kind of hard sometimes, and how me and my dad butt heads and stuff like that, like would have come into a car or something like that, and how like basically people who like Regis say, for example, I use it for example him in a Devin fight, how he feel like, oh, he didn't have this, he had a struggle. And it's like you didn't have a struggle, it's just an obstacle that you had to go through. Just like everybody with parents, people with two parents or whatever the case may be, go through too, like everybody goes through obstacles. Like I said, that's the obstacle I'm going through right now. It's just, trying to get, you know, in a space where I don't feel like, oh, everything I'm doing is a mess up. And this is why I feel like I have this perfectionist type of personality from my dad, and it's kind of annoying. So this is title B2. Basically, what I have uploaded, just dealing with that, trying to get my life together, figure out what I'm do for these next 4 or 5 years or whatever. Try to get back into boxing. So for all people who come to this video and see, this would be a video for y'all to see why I haven't uploaded and what I'm trying to do. It's kind of like off the dome. I had a little note talking about it, but reading it right now, I don't really want to because a lot of shit's kind of sketchy. I was going to get the main point. The main point is that again, with it, whether you say people who think, well, shit, you got this, and you had it, it's not the case. Everybody, there's no such thing as having it easy unless you rich and you don't have to do. And I was not born rich, so I'm in the same boat as other people. Yeah, some people might have it worse because they might have parents who own this and own that. But again, like everybody is having a struggle. And even the people who risk, because at the end of the day, they gotta have a mindset of like, well, damn, they can't say that they are basically uh, that they're not happy because, well, pretty much they have to uphold this standard like they're always happy and that they don't want for anything. Well, sometimes they might need a person to talk to. They might need shit too, but they have to keep this image like, well, shit, everything is okay because how is it now when you got all this money and it don't always be like that. So basically, like, yeah, man, there's these perceptions people have, because they look at your life and they say, "Oh, look what you got," and it's like not the case. Because I just remember with Breacher's thing again. I'm just on that point, about how he was saying, "Well, shit, his parents, like he had his mom and his dad, they were separated, and he didn't want to be with his dad because he was saying how basically his dad was like kind of strict and kind of wanted to get on his ass, pretty much make him responsible, and still hold him accountable. And he went to his mom, and he wanted to be with his mom. He stayed with his mom instead, and I remember he said the story how his mama, she had a car. He pretty much took the car with his buddies when he was 16 and just driving all around, going crazy. And it's like, how is that something that you feel like is a struggle? Because at the end of the day, you chose to be with your mom, who's actually made things easy for you to where you really didn't have much responsibility. And you was going around doing crazy shit, going around driving, like you said, driving her car, not didn't obviously have a license, do whatever else you was doing. And I just said that's for a lot of people who out and they say like, well, shit, I didn't have my parents, this and that, but it's like, shoot, you out here doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? You got the freedom to do that. That's not something that is if you can freely, like, that's what I'm trying to get to the point, freely do things where I ain't got to worry about somebody being on my back and why are you doing this and why are you doing that? That's what I'm trying to get to. So, at my point in my life, and I am, 25, so it's like, it's kind of a thing where I haven't had a career choice. So it's kind of like a situation where I'm trying to get to a point where I'm trying to find a career choice, and that's why I'm currently doing this little course where I'm trying to finish it. Hopefully, I can, you know, finish it, pass it, so I can go on to the next step and move on. Obviously, to have my own stuff, but right now I'm kind of currently just, with my peoples and or living with my parents still because I'm just trying to not just figure out life, but figure out pretty much, all right, let me be somewhere where I don't feel like they feel worried, like I'm out in the streets and doing this and that, and you know, they like, damn, he's struggling. I'm a mindful person, so I don't want them to have that feeling. So I'm just trying to figure out the best option, with the money I have now, which ain't much, possibly relocate to when I can. And, yeah, but nonetheless, man, I just wanted to touch on that, talk about, this life and how a lot of people want to say, because, oh, well, you had these, you had two parents, you had not true, and how, oh, well, you, you know, you was able to do this, and it's just everybody has their struggles, just because, again, you didn't have this, that don't mean that you have more of a struggle than somebody. At least how I feel, you know. You just might have had some shit that you have to learn and go through that another person didn't, So it's shit I had, but like I said, stuff to deal with my dad a lot. We bumping heads on things. Again, when it comes to just being responsible with things and trying to, and being told, oh, you can't do this. You always mess this. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of annoying stuff to where it's like almost feel like you can't do something, and every time something happens, like, okay, let me notify him because I know he's gonna, if I don't, have a fit. So it just, man, it's annoying. But yeah, man, it's just someone going through, yeah. And me being a mom person is kind of like why I'm here still. And yeah, man. So I'm just trying to figure that out, y'all. I'm still gonna upload, still gonna talk about boxing. I just, yeah. Yeah, man. it's just a lot, man. But yeah, man, I say stay tuned. I'm gonna do a lot more of these videos where I'm gonna release my thoughts. You know, something about 10 minutes or so. So yeah, try to see if we could go somewhere touch on. Like I said, it's on the top. Yeah, yeah, this is it, man. I was looking at the notes that I was trying to go cover, but I kind of covered everything, and then I don't want it to be too long, so it's about 11 minutes now. So yeah, man. What's the way out, man? Peace.